Good afternoon, my name is kgorman, and I'm here to talk to you about strokes and the death rates in the city of Norfolk compared to the national average and the effects these results had on the medical community. Our first slide here shows a picture of the United States, and it shows the percentage of people who were ever told they had a stroke in 2008. And if you look, Virginia falls into the dark red category, which is the 3 to 4.3%. You can see all the other states that are in that same area, and they kind of form like a belt in that region. And Virginia does actually fall into what they called a stroke belt, classified by the Center for Disease Control. Based on population, our risk factors, or the people considered to be more at risk, are the 35 or older age group. In the year 2006, the population for Norfolk was 146,000 people. Out of that number, 118 deaths resulted from strokes. The national average is 98, and this is based on per 100,000 people. So as you can see, the city of Norfolk is above the national average. What is a stroke? According to the Center for Disease Control, a stroke is the third leading cause of death in the United States. They're caused when a clot blocks the blood supply to the brain, or when a blood vessel in the brain bursts. You can greatly reduce your risk from a stroke through lifestyle changes and, in some cases, medication. Strokes can cause death or significant disability, such as paralysis, speech difficulties, and emotional problems. Some new treatments can reduce stroke damage if patients get medical care soon after symptoms begin. When a stroke happens, it is important to recognize the symptoms and call 911 right away and get to the hospital quickly. Because of the high rates of stroke in the city of Norfolk, they actually have what's considered a level 1 comprehensive stroke center. It's Centurum Norfolk General Hospital. In order to be considered a level 1 comprehensive stroke center, or CSC, they have to be able to provide all levels of care for both acute, subacute, chronic stroke, and stroke-related conditions, such as diabetes, hypertension, rehabilitation, and investigational therapies. A CSC can also provide care for the most complex stroke patients, including but not limited to those requiring expertise in neurosurgery, neuroimaging, neurointerventional, and neuroclinical care. There is not a current certification for CSCs, but the Brain Attack Coalition recommendations for a CSC can be found on their website. Let's further break down our death rates in the city of Norfolk by both ethnicity and race, and then by gender. As you can see here on this slide, our American Indian and Alaska Native, along with our Hispanics, there was insufficient data, so we don't have any numbers on them. But our Asian Pacific Islander, blacks, and whites, we were able to collect some data on. For Asian Pacific Islander, we had a death rate of 88. For blacks, we had 175, and our whites, 99. These two were based on 100,000 people. Let's break that down a little bit further to male and female. Same thing here, we have American Indians and Alaska Natives, along with our Hispanics. We had insufficient data. So when we get to our Asians and Pacific Islander, males had a 98 and females had an 81. Blacks was 188 and females were 164. And then for whites, this is the only area we see a reversal. Males were actually lower than the females at 96 to 100. Some of the county demographics. When you look at what's the rural-urban status, Norfolk is considered a large central metropolitan area. The total population of all ages in 2006 was 229,112. Total population, once again, aged 35 or older in 2006 was 146,000. And then we had 18% that were considered to be below poverty level. And then 78% of people 25 years or older that had with a high school diploma or more. Our median household income was $39,378, and we had a 14% of the people that had no health insurance. So this concludes my discussion on strokes for the afternoon. As you can see, living in the city of Norfolk, because there is a level 1 stroke hospital in your neighborhood, as long as you recognize the symptoms soon enough and get to help quick enough, you have a higher rate of survival.